Imagine a life where your mind remains calm like still water, untouched by criticism, free from the weight of challenges, and steady amid the noise of the world. This is not escape from the world, but freedom within it. In today's video, we will explore ancient wisdom that strengthens inner calm, resilience, and clarity. These timeless teachings show how to meet every moment with balance and compassion. As the Buddha said, "Peace comes from within, do not seek it without." Let us walk together into a deeper understanding of how to remain untouched, no matter what life brings. 1. No one can truly hurt you. Buddhism teaches a profound truth. No one can truly harm you without your permission. While the words and actions of others may be sharp, their lasting impact depends on how we choose to respond. As the Buddha said, no one saves us but ourselves. No one can and no one may. We ourselves must walk the path. This teaching reminds us that our true strength lies within. When we cultivate inner peace, we become like a rooted tree in a storm, able to bend with the wind, yet never break. Life will always bring challenges, criticism, and uncertainty, but they cannot reach the deepest part of us unless we allow them in. Instead of giving away our power by blaming others for our pain, Buddhism invites us to take full responsibility for our inner state. We learn to nurture a mind that remains calm and steady, no matter what unfolds around us. This is not about ignoring pain or pretending it doesn't exist. It is about seeing clearly, understanding deeply, and choosing our response with wisdom. Practices such as mindfulness, meditation, and self-reflection are the tools that strengthen our inner core. Mindfulness helps us observe our emotions without becoming trapped in them. Meditation trains the mind to return to stillness even when disturbed. Self-reflection allows us to see patterns that create suffering and gently release them. When we realize that no one can hurt us without our consent, we experience a shift. We begin to see insults, anger, or judgment as passing clouds, unable to darken the unshakable sky within. We discover the freedom to respond with compassion instead of reaction, and to protect our own peace without closing our hearts. By carrying this principle into daily life, we step into a space of resilience and serenity. We are no longer prisoners of other people's moods or actions. Instead, we live from the quiet strength of knowing that our well-being is in our own hands. And in this freedom, life becomes lighter, calmer, and infinitely more beautiful. 2. See every person as a teacher. In Buddhist practice, we are encouraged to see every person as a teacher. This means that every encounter, whether it brings comfort or discomfort, offers a lesson for our growth. As the Buddha said, "When watching after yourself, you watch after others. When watching after others, you watch after yourself. When we meet kindness, we learn the value of compassion. When we face criticism, we practice patience and understanding." Even indifference can teach us self-reliance. By approaching life with this mindset, we turn ordinary interactions into opportunities for wisdom. This perspective is especially powerful when dealing with negativity. If someone is unkind, we can choose not to be drawn into their anger. Instead, we can observe, reflect, and respond with clarity. In this way, we protect our own peace, while also deepening our capacity for empathy. Mindfulness helps us notice these lessons in real time. Meditation strengthens the calm needed to receive them without resistance. Self-reflection allows us to integrate what we've learned so it becomes part of who we are. Long ago, a young monk asked his teacher, "How can I find wise teachers to guide me?" The teacher led him to a bustling market and said, "They are all around you." The monk was confused. He saw merchants haggling, children crying, strangers arguing. The teacher explained, "The kind ones teach you generosity. The difficult ones teach you patience. The indifferent ones teach you self-reliance. Every person is a mirror. If you watch carefully, you will learn from all of them. From that day, the monk realized that the whole world was his classroom. Seeing everyone as a teacher transforms life into an ongoing practice. We move through the world with openness instead of defensiveness, curiosity instead of judgment. Over time, we become less reactive, more centered, and more resilient. When we live this way, every conversation, every challenge, and every moment becomes part of our spiritual path, guiding us gently toward greater wisdom and a deeper sense of peace. 3. Accept what is, let go of what was. In Buddhism, acceptance is not resignation. It is a conscious choice to meet reality as it is, without resistance or judgment. The Buddha taught, accept what is, let go of what was, and have faith in what will be. This is the essence of living in harmony with the present moment. A monk once carried a bowl of water up a steep mountain. Halfway, he stumbled, spilling some along the path. He sighed at the loss, but his teacher walking beside him smiled. "Look," the teacher said, pointing to small flowers blooming where the water had fallen. The monk realized that while he had focused on what was gone, something beautiful had quietly appeared. Acceptance, the teacher explained, is like seeing those flowers. Life may spill what we think we need, but it often gives something else in return, if we stop resisting long enough to notice. When we accept situations and people as they are, we free ourselves from the suffering that comes from wishing life were different. This does not mean we become passive or indifferent. Acceptance is active. It is the clear recognition of what is happening now, followed by a wise and compassionate response. Without acceptance, we waste our energy fighting against reality. Imagine being in a small boat on a strong river. If you row against the current, exhaustion comes quickly. But when you align with the flow, you can navigate with far more ease and clarity. Life works the same way. Acceptance allows us to move skillfully through both calm waters and storms. Acceptance also deepens compassion. When we acknowledge the flaws, struggles, and limitations of others without trying to mold them to our expectations, we create space for understanding and genuine connection. Relationships grow stronger when they are built on this foundation of acceptance, because each person feels seen and valued as they are. This practice also transforms our inner world. By letting go of the urge to control every outcome, we reduce stress, anxiety, and resentment. We begin to see challenges as part of life's natural rhythm rather than personal injustices. With acceptance, our perspective widens and our heart softens. Importantly, acceptance does not mean we stop striving for growth or improvement. It means that our efforts arise from peace rather than frustration. We can work toward positive change without losing our balance, knowing that each moment is already enough in its own way. By embracing the present moment, we cultivate a mind that remains calm in the face of uncertainty. We learn to live fully, appreciating life as it unfolds, without being shaken by its inevitable changes. In this quiet strength, we discover that acceptance is not just a Buddhist teaching. It is a daily practice that leads to freedom, resilience, and enduring joy. 4. Be grateful for what you have. In Buddhist teaching, gratitude is more than a pleasant feeling. It is a way of seeing the world that changes how we live each moment. It shifts our focus from what is missing to what is present, from scarcity to abundance. As the Buddha reminded us, let us rise up and be thankful, for if we didn't learn a lot today, at least we learned a little, and if we didn't learn a little, at least we didn't get sick, and if we got sick, at least we didn't die. So let us all be thankful. Gratitude begins with a simple shift in awareness. Instead of centering our attention on problems, delays, or disappointments, we intentionally notice the blessings already in our lives. These blessings are not always grand or dramatic. They might be as small as the warmth of sunlight on our face, the sound of a loved one's laughter, the taste of fresh tea, or the comfort of a safe home. When we practice gratitude daily, we train our mind to see what is good and life-giving, even when challenges arise. This does not mean ignoring difficulties or pretending that pain does not exist. Rather, it means holding both realities, the struggle and the blessing, at the same time. Gratitude acts as a counterbalance to life's difficulties, preventing them from overshadowing all that is still beautiful and worthwhile. Gratitude also strengthens our emotional resilience. When we regularly acknowledge the good in our lives, we create a mental habit of appreciation. This habit becomes a protective layer against stress, frustration, and negativity. By seeing the value in what we have, we are less consumed by longing for what we don't have. This inner stability allows us to face life's uncertainties with greater calm and clarity. It also transforms our relationships. A kind word of thanks, a sincere acknowledgement of someone's effort, or a small gesture of appreciation can deepen bonds of trust and respect. In Buddhism, this is an expression of interconnection, recognizing that our lives are supported by countless others. Whether it is thanking a friend for listening, appreciating a colleague's dedication, or smiling at a stranger who offers help, each act of gratitude strengthens the invisible web of kindness that connects us all. There are many ways to make gratitude part of daily life. Some people keep a gratitude journal, writing down 3 things they are thankful for each day. Over time, this simple act shifts the mind's focus from what is lacking to what is abundant. Others practice gratitude in meditation, silently reflecting on blessings and sending thanks for them. This can be done in just a few quiet minutes each morning or evening. Mindful observation is another powerful method. By slowing down and truly paying attention to our surroundings, we notice beauty that often goes unseen. The colors of the sky at dusk, the rustle of leaves in the wind, the quiet companionship of a pet, or the aroma of a freshly cooked meal. Each of these small moments becomes a doorway into gratitude. Acts of kindness are also a form of gratitude in motion. When we help someone, holding a door, offering encouragement, or giving our time, we express thankfulness for the kindness we have received in life. These gestures ripple outward, inspiring more kindness and appreciation in others. Even during life's most difficult periods, gratitude can be a steady anchor. In times of loss, stress, or uncertainty, consciously naming even the smallest things we are grateful for, a supportive friend, a moment of rest, a lesson learned, can provide comfort and perspective. It reminds us that even in hardship, life continues to offer gifts. Over time, practicing gratitude changes how we experience the world. It helps us release the bit of constant comparison, softens feelings of envy or dissatisfaction, and opens our heart to the richness of the present moment. Instead of feeling defined by what is missing, we begin to feel nourished by what is already here. Buddhism teaches that suffering often arises from wanting life to be different than it is. Gratitude helps loosen that desire. By appreciating what is, we find peace with the present moment. From that place of peace, we can still work to improve our lives, but without the bitterness or restlessness that comes from resisting reality. Gratitude is a daily practice, a gentle discipline of the heart. It transforms our inner world, deepens our relationships, and strengthens our resilience. When we live with gratitude, life feels fuller, lighter, and more connected. And perhaps most importantly, gratitude reminds us that joy is not something to chase. It is something we can uncover here and now, in the very life we are already living. 5. The power of ethical living. In Buddhism, ethical living is more than a moral choice. It is the foundation of a peaceful, purposeful life. The Buddha taught, "The mind is everything. What you think you become." Our thoughts shape our actions, and our actions shape the world around us. When we live with integrity, compassion, and respect for all beings, we not only improve our own lives, but also contribute to the harmony of the world. Ethical living begins with an awareness that every thought, word, and deed carries consequences. This is the principle of karma, the understanding that our actions create ripples that eventually return to us. By choosing kindness over cruelty, truth over deception, and generosity over greed, we create conditions for peace, both within ourselves and in our surroundings. Honesty is one of the cornerstones of ethical living. Speaking truthfully builds trust, fosters respect, and strengthens relationships. It creates an atmosphere where transparency can flourish, allowing genuine connections to grow. A single lie may seem small, but it erodes the foundation of trust. Truthfulness, by contrast, lays a steady path toward harmony and reliability. Kindness and compassion are equally essential. Simple acts, a listening ear, a helping hand, a word of encouragement, can ripple outward in ways we may never fully see. Compassion not only benefits others, it nurtures joy and connection within our own hearts. In Buddhism, this is an expression of metta, or loving kindness, extended to all beings without discrimination. Respect for all life deepens our sense of interconnection. By honoring animals, nature, and fellow human beings, we acknowledge that all life is intertwined. This respect encourages choices that protect rather than harm, whether in the way we treat the environment or how we speak to those around us. Living ethically also means developing self-discipline. It is choosing to pause before reacting, to think before speaking, and to act in ways that align with our values. Refraining from harmful behaviors, such as lying, gossiping, or acting in anger, protects our peace of mind and shields us from the regrets and conflicts that often follow impulsive actions. For example, avoiding gossip not only prevents harm to others, but also keeps our minds free from unnecessary negativity and distraction. Forgiveness is another key element of ethical living. Holding grudges keeps us tethered to resentment, clouding our clarity and disturbing our peace. Forgiving does not mean condoning harmful behavior. It means releasing ourselves from the weight of anger so we can move forward unburdened. When we live by these principles, we cultivate a clear conscience, a mind free from the constant unrest caused by unethical choices. This clarity allows us to face challenges with calm confidence, knowing we are acting in harmony with our deepest values. Ethical living strengthens resilience because we stand firmly on a foundation that cannot be easily shaken by external events. A young monk once asked his teacher, "How can I live a life that cannot be shaken by the world?" The teacher pointed to a tall bamboo swaying in the wind. "See how it bends but does not break," he said. "It stands strong because its roots are deep. Your roots are your ethics. Honesty, kindness, and respect anchor you. Without them, the storms of life will uproot you." The monk understood strength was not in resisting the wind, but in living so firmly in truth and compassion that nothing could move his heart from its place. Buddhist ethics are not rigid rules meant to limit us. They are compassionate guidelines meant to protect our well-being and the well-being of others. They remind us that our personal peace is inseparable from the peace of the world around us. When we embody honesty, kindness, respect, and compassion, we become a source of stability and inspiration for others. Our example can quietly influence those we meet. Just as a single lamp can light many others without losing its own flame, One person living ethically can inspire countless others to do the same. This is how ethical living extends beyond the individual and helps create communities and societies built on mutual respect and trust. Ultimately, ethical living is not about perfection. It is about intention and awareness, about making conscious choices that reflect our highest values even when the path is difficult. It is about aligning our inner life with our outer actions so that who we are in thought matches who we are in deed. By committing to ethical living, we create a life of integrity, peace, and purpose. We find fulfillment in knowing that our actions contribute to the greater good. And as we walk this path, we discover that ethical living is not a burden. It is a source of strength, clarity, and lasting joy. 6. Practice letting go. One of the most profound teachings of Buddhism centers on the idea of trust, trusting the process of life, and releasing the need to control every outcome. The Buddha taught that the root of suffering is attachment. Our desire to cling to specific results, people, or circumstances often creates unnecessary pain and frustration. When we hold tightly to how we want life to unfold, we set ourselves up for disappointment. But what if peace comes from surrender? What if letting go is the key to flowing with life's natural rhythm? Trusting the process means having faith that things will unfold as they should, even if the path is not exactly what we envisioned. It does not mean giving up or passivity. Instead, it means doing our best and then releasing the tight grip on how things must turn out. Imagine standing in a river. If you fight against the current, your energy drains quickly and progress becomes slow. But when you go with the flow, the journey feels lighter and you move forward with ease. Life works in much the same way. When we stop resisting and start accepting, we discover a deeper calm and peace within. The habit of letting go can change every part of our lives, our relationships, work, and personal struggles. In relationships, we often try to control how others act or expect things to turn out a certain way. This attachment creates stress and conflict when events don't happen as we wish. By letting go, we allow others to be themselves. We open space for true connection and deeper understanding. Accepting people without trying to change them brings harmony and mutual respect. When we release the urge to control, relationships feel more natural and fulfilling. Our careers too grow stronger when we learn to trust the process. Many of us carry a fixed picture of success, a certain job, title, or achievement. When challenges arise, discouragement soon follows. Yet each setback holds a chance for growth and learning. Trusting the process means welcoming detours and unexpected turns as part of our path. At times, what looks like failure is simply a step towards something greater. When we release rigid career expectations, we become more flexible and open to new, meaningful paths that match our true passions. Personal struggles, such as health problems or sudden life changes, often test our ability to let go of control. Fighting against them only adds to our suffering. Acceptance helps us face reality and discover new ways to live fully within it. Focusing too much on the future makes us miss the richness of the present moment. When we let go of the urge to control what's ahead, we can fully experience each moment. The beauty of a sunset, a child's laughter, or the quiet peace of reflection becomes clear and precious. Living with awareness in the present nurtures gratitude and contentment. This practice also teaches patience. Life moves in its own timing and rhythm. Letting go of attachment means realizing that not everything happens according to our schedule. Patience helps us move through waiting periods without worry or irritation. Trusting the process is believing there is both a reason and the right time for everything. Letting go is not something done once, but a continual practice. Whenever you notice yourself trying to control too tightly or clinging to an outcome, pause. Take a slow, deep breath. Remind yourself of the wisdom of letting go. Accept uncertainty and trust that the process will take you where you are meant to be. Each time you release control, you grow stronger inside and calmer, qualities that keep you steady no matter what life brings. The Buddha said, "You only lose what you hold on to." Through practicing non-attachment and trusting the process, we discover peace within, even when the world outside is chaotic. Non-attachment is not a lack of care. It is engaging fully with life while letting go of the heavy need to control. This allows us to feel joy and freedom, knowing we are shaped not by our circumstances, but by the way we respond to them. Trusting the process is having faith in the journey. It is the confidence that life unfolds in its own perfect timing, even when we cannot see the full picture. This trust eases our fears and worries about the future and strengthens our belief that we will have the wisdom and courage to face whatever comes. By embracing this principle, we nurture a deep inner peace, one that stays steady no matter the changes or events around us. We learn to move with the flow of life instead of against it. In this space of surrender and trust, we find freedom. Freedom from the suffering created by attachment and control. We begin to live more lightly, more fully, and more peacefully. Letting go is not about giving up. It is about allowing life to move through us. It is about aligning ourselves with the natural rhythm of change and growth. When we trust the process, we walk with ease and grace, no longer weighed down by the false idea that we must control every moment. So today, take a slow, deep breath and welcome trust into your life. Loosen the grip of control and open to the truth that life may already be unfolding exactly as it should. By doing so, you enter a space of peace, strength and joy that no challenge can take away. By practicing these 6 Buddhist lessons, you can build a steady mind that stays calm even in life's storms. And remember, real peace and freedom come from within, not from outside events. Thank you for watching. If these teachings touched your heart, please like, subscribe, and share this video with others who are searching for true inner strength and peace. Let us continue walking this path of calm and resilience together.